Daddy eats lots. Daddy eats lots. Daddy eats lots. Munch, munch, munch.
Hello and welcome to Daddy Eats Last, where we discuss the challenges of being a man in modern society and whatever the hell that even means. I'm Kane and we're doing a little in-betweener episode this week. I'm flying solo, and I did fly solo last night. I had a mate's 40th, which was great. I hadn't seen the guy for 2 years, and it's funny, even the invitation, it went out on Facebook, and as you probably maybe have picked up if you've listened to any podcasts of Daddy Eats Last before this one, I'm not a great advocate of social media, so I didn't even really know the invitation was there until my better half pointed out, oh listen, hey, did you see Shane's 40th invitation? I'm like, no, I didn't. When is it? She goes, oh, it's actually when we're away. I've gone, well, we're only an hour from Melbourne. I'm definitely coming back for it. I guess initially she couldn't understand why I would do that. She goes, you haven't seen the guy for a couple of years. Why would you go to his 40th? I've gone, well, just because I haven't seen him for a couple of years doesn't mean he's not a really good mate. Like, it's just hard sometimes with everyday life to catch up with friends and mates, and even family. Sometimes it's hard to catch up with when you've got so much stuff going on between, he's got 2 kids, I've got a kid, he works full-time in the city, I run a business away from the area where I used to grow up. So it's just life sometimes gets in the way of friendships, but that doesn't mean he's not a friend anymore. So I said, I'm definitely going to go. I'll wait till the little fella goes to sleep in the afternoon, or at least goes to bed, and we'll get to that shortly. And then I'll drive up, I'll go to the 40th, and I'll come back first thing tomorrow morning, which is Sunday morning, today. Okay, so we go ahead and do that. I had a great time. I got to catch up with my mate who I hadn't seen for a couple of years, and guys talk in, I guess some guys talk in codes or their own different language. Like, we were really good mates in high school, going through different pop references and references, TV shows and things like that. You almost have your own language and your own sort of in-jokes. And we pretty much just slipped straight back into that last night, despite that being the best part of 20 to 25 years ago when we would have been, talking about those references. Nobody else gets them. Like, we were talking about Futurama and a game we used to play on the Super Nintendo or Nintendo 64 called Bomberman Versus Mode, Mario Kart, all those sort of things which we grew up with as kids. But I think guys are very good at just picking up with, okay, what's been happening over the last couple of years, mate? And it will generally be summarised in a minute or two, and then you just move on to just normal stuff. And that's what we did last night. I spoke to my mate as soon as I got there for a couple of minutes, just, hey, how's things? What have you been up to? We're both apologetic of not catching up for a couple of years just due to just life, but we both understand. I think maybe on the whole, females need to know a bit more of the granular detail about everything which has been going on. And I had a couple of high school friends there, and both girls, and it was a bit more like that. They were asking, like, especially one of them was asking quite granular questions like this, and that. And I thought, oh, it's great. Like, that's how we catch up. It's a different way of catching up compared to guys. But there was no way I was going to miss this 40th. Like, we were almost best mates. Well, I'd say we were best mates in late high school. We used to go up to the local nightclub, and we'd have a 1 hot dog or 2 hot dog walk home, which was cheaper than getting a taxi. Just close enough that we could walk. And we were reminiscing about that particular nightclub and how ridiculous it was that a nightclub in the eastern suburbs of Melbourne could have a $10 cover charge, but it would be basically capacity every Saturday night. Just really random old stuff, that nostalgia stuff that I was talking about in a previous episode, which is really fun to, I guess, relive for a night or for a little while. I don't think you want to get caught in nostalgia forever, but actually looking back on some of the crazy and silly things that you've done, I think it's amazing. I also got to miss out on putting the little fella to bed for a night, so I got some adult time, and it was good actually going to the party. It was clearly the group of adults who have kids, and some of the kids were there, and the group of adults who don't have kids. And for a night, I was adopted into the don't have kids group because my kids weren't there, or my kid wasn't there. So it was cool. We're just talking about normal human stuff and not revolving around schools, or not revolving around sleep, or not revolving around food, or not revolving around temper tantrums, all those sort of things. And I also got to miss the little fella, I guess, putting on a temper tantrum, or at least being difficult to put to bed. my wife had one of those nights, and she was with her in-laws. So, she was with her parents, so my in-laws. So it wasn't like she was just, all on her lonesome trying to put the little fella to bed. But she had one of those nights which happen maybe once a week or once a fortnight, where he's really difficult to get food into. He's really difficult to get into the bath. He's really difficult to get into bed, but he'll go to sleep really quickly because he hadn't had a nap in the afternoon. So I was getting the odd text message about what's going on, and I'd have a quick look at those between conversations when other people were talking about stuff. And you can't really help when you're an hour away. You're just kind of hoping that it'll all work out. And I was having a chuckle at some of the text messages, but that's as close as I got to parenting last night. So it was good to have some time away from the parenting aspect as well, because we often don't get a break from that. And unless we go to work during the week or those sort of things, it's a 9 to 9 job, 7 days a week. You don't get a break. You might get a chop out every now and again, and we're hoping you get a chop out today and go for lunch, but we'll see how that flies after yesterday. So yeah, I guess I really enjoyed my mate's 40th. I hadn't seen him for 2 years. Shane, happy birthday. Love being invited, love turning up, love having a chat. It was great seeing your kids, 9 and I think Cam's 6 now. So it was great seeing them as well. I haven't seen them for a couple of years. So absolutely grateful for the invitation. I'm really glad I made the effort to go, because it would have been really easy not to. And it was really, really nice to have a little snippet of adult time away from kid life. But kid life will reconvene in about 20 minutes time, so wish me luck. That's all for Daddy Eats Last. Please subscribe on iTunes if you haven't already, and leave a review. Even post a question. You can also email us at team@daddyeatslast.com if you want us to chat about anything you want. It's a little in-betweener episode this week. And that's all for Daddy Eats Last. We'll be back next week for another episode, or should I say serving, of Daddy Eats Last. Catch you next week.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.